Hey guys, what's up? Cardfight here, and today I'm here with a Neo Nectar deck profile. Now this is the maiden build that a lot of you guys have been asking me to build, and the deck it's pretty strong, but there's a lot of ways to play around this deck, and it's not as it's not as susceptible to rush as Musketeer decks, which is the main reason why if you see a Neo Nectar deck topping, it's usually Musketeers. Those decks are usually a bit better at recovering their field, but yeah. Let's just get right into the deck profile, because lots to go through. So, we're running 2 starting Vanguards. This is the one from the trial deck. Skill is counter loss 1. Put this card into Soul. Choose one of your grade 2 or lower rear guards. And look for a deck. Look in your deck and choose a card with the same name as that card. And then call it to a rear guard circle. So the main reason we're running 2 is because there are times when the first time you stride, you don't have a target to target except for her. So yeah, it just makes it a bit easier. However, there are times where you might drive check it or draw into this. So yeah, be careful of that. If that happens, then you might want to call a grade 1 or something to set up for the stride. Of course, if you're playing a deck that uses retiring heavy, or you're playing against Gear Chronicles, you might not want to do that. So yeah. So next, we're running for Asha. Asha is the Stride Break, and her skill is Generation Break 2. On your turn, this card gets Vanguard, all your Vanguard and Rearguard skills. All your units get the Vanguard and Rearguard skills. And the skill is, during your turn, if you have a card in the Vanguard or Rearguard circle with the same name as that card, those cards get plus 1000 power. So, it's pretty good. Second skill is, counter loss 1 on your turn when you stride. You pay the cost if you do. Search your, choose a rearguard and search your deck with a card with the same name as that, and call it to the rearguard circle, and that unit gets plus 2000 power. So, of course, you're going to use it to clone, because cloning is pretty much the core mechanic of this deck. Which is why it's there's lots of ways to play around it. This deck really shines late game, so if you can last till then, you will have a very high chance to win. But if you're playing against rush decks, decks that maybe G2 rush you, then you're gonna have a hard time to come back from that. So next, we're running 3 of this common from the new set. His name is Crystal Wing Dragon. His skill is Generation Break 1, counter loss 1, choose 1 card on your field, and choose up to 4 cards with the same name as the targeted unit, and they all get plus 3000 power. Second skill is counter loss 1, soul loss 1. When this card's played on the Vanguard circle, choose a grade 2 or lower rear guard, and clone that unit, and then shuffle your deck. So, if you can't ride into Asha, you lose a lot of power already. But his counter loss 1, soul loss 1, the ride skill is actually pretty useful. And since we're running 3, it's fine. You don't want to run 4 because he's really not that great, and we have run 4 Stride Fighter cards, so those would definitely help you instead of these. I've tried running the Legion, but it's too slow in a deck like this. And yeah, just prefer running Crystal Wings instead. Next, we're running for Saliana. She is a new support for Asha. Her skill is counter loss 1, soul loss 1. When this card's placed on the rearguard circle, you may pay the cost. And you have a Vanguard with a Renanshkuras. Grade 3 or above. You may pay the cost if you do. Choose one of your rear guards and clone that card. And that unit gets plus 2000. This unit gets plus 2000 power. So she's used to clone. She also turns 11k on the turn she's called and use the skill, so it's not bad. She really helps you generate advantage, so it's good. I'm only using the clone your gray ones, so yeah. All right, next we're running 3 Gladius. Her skill is kind of last one. When this card attacks and it's boosted, you pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your rear guards and clone that card and shuffle your deck. So running 3. She's not super useful, but she's okay. I don't like the fact that, I mean, you can get extra attacks off with her, but I like setting up the field first with Saliana first over her. So, yeah, 3 Gladius. Next, we are running Maiden of Flower Screen. She is pretty much the MPV of the deck. She makes your Jungle Dragon plays very strong. Jungle Dragon plays very strong. And yeah, I'm glad they reprinted her in the set. So her skill is Generation Pick 1. Once per turn, you can choose a card in a normal unit in your drop zone and put it into your deck. Shuffle your deck, and then this unit, and then choose one of your rear guards, and this card's name becomes that unit until end of turn. So, yeah. Obviously, the ideal setup is to have 3 PS on the field and then 2 flower screens. So, alright, I'll get into that a bit later. Next, we're running the Stride Enabler, 4 Stride Enablers. So, a lot of times if you want to search for Asha, you can, but that's one less unit you can stride with. So you might not want to do that, but it really depends. What you can do is show your grade 3 and then discard something else instead, not discarding grade 3, so that you have stride fodder, which is what I do a lot of times. But anyway, next we're running 4 Pia. Pia is the main grade 1 you want to have as your booster. Skill is once per turn, Generation Break 1. Choose 2 normal units in your drop zone and put them back in your deck. If you have a Ranunculus Vanguard, grade 3 or above, then you can choose 1 unit and choose up to 4 units. Up to 4 units with the same name can get 3,000 power until the end of turn, and then shuffle your deck. So you can do some pretty big plays. If you have 3 PS on this field and you have a lot of cards in your drop zone, normal cards in your drop zone, and then you just stack power for the final push. The problem with this is that you thicken your deck with a lot more normal units, so you can't drive check. But then, I mean, you can't drive check triggers as easily. But the thing is, if you hit into triggers, it's just a bonus. Your columns will be swinging for very big numbers anyway. So they're going to either use a perfect guard or they're going to drop like 3 or 4 cards from their hand to guard 1 attack. So, no big deal. It's all good. And next we're running 2 Maiden of Kana. She's pretty good. Kind of last one, put this card into Soul, choose 1 unit, and then choose up to 4 units with the same name as that unit, and they get plus 1,000 power. So obviously she's used to push. She also helps you build up Soul if you need it for her. And running 2 is good because even if you can't ride into Pia, if you can't call Pia, you can still clone these. I ran 1 before because I ran 4 grade 3, 4 Crystal Wings. So taking out 1 Crystal Wing and putting another Kana here is not bad. Also, later on, after you set up your field and you have one of these, you just put it in the Soul and give 4 units. For example, if you have like 2 Pias and 2 flower screens, you change flower screen's name to Pia, and then you just shove this into your Soul and then give the 2 flower screens and 2 Pias the power, and then you just call another Pia out and smack your opponent's face with huge numbers. So not bad at all. Next we're running 4 Perfect RGs. Because Perfect RGs are Perfect RGs. Next we're running 4 of the Ranunculus crit. 4 normal crit. 4 stands. This stand is very strong. Skill is put this card to the top card of the deck. When this card is placed on the rearguard circle, whoops, sorry. When it's placed on the rearguard circle, you can choose 1 unit and choose 2 units with the same name as that unit, and then you get plus 5,000 power. So it's another card to pump your units. Stands are pretty good in this deck because you'll be swinging with like a 30-something rearguard unboosted, at least. So yeah, and then of course run 4 heals. So thing of note is that if you have Maiden of I think her name is Flower Pistol, you should run it over Crystal Wings. Flower Pistol is pretty useful if you don't have any flower screens to play on the field. But yeah, Crystal Wing, it's been working. Crystal Wing has been working okay for me. It's not amazing, but he's not bad. I've tried using Trailing Rose, I've tried running the Legion, I've tried the Vegetable Dragon, I think it's called, and his ride skill is just pretty good. So that's mainly why I use it. You're going to try to correct your ride later on anyway. So anyway, next for G Zone, we're running 1 Arobara. Skill is when this card's attack hits, you can choose 1 of your rear guards, clone it, and then that unit gets 2,000 power. So if it's 9k, it gets 11, turns into 11k attacker. So you can attack your opponent's Vanguard by itself. So it's good. Next, we're running 1 multivitamin dragon. So his skill is when a unit is placed on a rear guard circle, if there's a unit with a with the same name, choose 3 units with up to 3 units with the same name as that card, and they get plus 1,000 power. So he's very good at pushing when you are setting up your field. If you don't want to use Arabara and you want to push for higher damage instead, then you can use Multivitamin Dragon to push. It's pretty good. You can set up some pretty big columns with your rear guards. Next, we're running 2 Asha. The Asha Stride. Skills once per turn, you can Persona Flip, and then this unit gets the skill once per turn. When a rear guard, when you have a you have a same name, 2 rear guards with the same name, then your front row gets plus 1,000 power. So the 2 units in front row doesn't need to have 1,000 power, but you just need to have 2 units with the same name. So if you have 2 Pias in the back, then your front row will still get plus 1,000 power. And then the second skill is, if you have 2 or more cards in your face up in your G zone, then you can choose 1 rear guard and clone it, and that unit gets plus 2,000 power. So, yep. Oh, God. And next we're running 4 Jingle's Jungle Dragon. Jingle's Forest Dragon, but I like Jingle's Jungle Dragon. So the skill is once per turn, you can Persona Flip. If you do, and you have 2 or more cards, 2 more units in your face up in your G zone, then you can choose 1 unit, and during this turn, all your units gets plus 2,000 power for every unit you have with same name unit as that. So if you have Flower Screen, then your whole field will get plus 10k. Like if you have 2 Flower Screens and then 3 PS, then your whole screen, each unit would get plus 10k. So it is very scary. Of course, main way to play against this deck is to guard early so that you can take more big hits later on. So yeah, overall this deck is very fun. It's pretty strong, but again, there's a lot of ways to play around it. And yeah, if you guys want to see a updated Musketeer build, feel free to comment down below. Of course, the Musketeer build isn't actually that much different from my previous one. You just change some units out for the new Asha, because she's pretty good. But yeah, this is Kartaku, and I will see you guys later.